The Ed Sullivan Show was very famous in the United States back in the 1950s. It started in 1948 and continued through 1971. Now obviously that was a long time, and it is likely that no one born in the 1950s or the 1960s did not see this show from time to time. One of the acts that was common on the Ed Sullivan Show was plate spinning. So baby boomers all saw plate spinning and they all know what it is. Here is another high-definition picture. It's still black and white, but you can see some details. You can even see people in the audience here. Here is a much more modern picture in color, but the idea is the same thing. It's juggling, it's an act, and it's about spinning plates. Plate spinning seems to be especially popular in China. I don't know if my impression is correct, so if anyone has more information, please inform me. Here is yet another act from Asia. So it's not just something from the past. Plate spinning remains very popular in many parts of the world, and here is a fairly young guy in a suit doing the same thing. Also, it's not just something foreign. Look at this picture from YouTube. It's from a video in which a young guy is demonstrating. He's showing how to spin a plate. And you can find other how-to videos about this subject. Because plate spinning is still a thing, you can even see cartoons about it. It's used to illustrate trying to juggle several things at the same time. The idea is that if you have too many plates to juggle, sooner or later you can't keep all of them spinning. They start to crash to the ground. So the only way to get them spinning again is to pick them back up, and then you have to start from scratch. Here is yet another cartoon about plate spinning. This guy seems to be pretty confident. This gets into how memory works. You will hear a lot about short-term memory and long-term memory. The most typical example of short-term memory is a phone number. A phone number we look up and remember just long enough to call it, and then we never use it again. An hour later, we have no idea what that phone number was, because we didn't need it for more than a second. Long-term memory is used to describe things that we remember permanently and that don't fade much over time. The problem is that there are different degrees of long-term memory. So some long-term memories are longer than others. And it seems to be linked to how early we learn things and how long we use them. It's kind of like this. Some of your plates need to be spun every few hours, but others will keep spinning for days, weeks, months, or even years. It's as if the longer you spin a plate, the longer it will go on spinning. So let's call these long spinning plates permanent plates, or permanent spinning plates. It seems like when you have a plate that goes on spinning by itself for a very long time, another plate that is close to that plate also wants to do the same thing. Any plate that is close to a permanent plate somehow takes on that permanent spin by association. In other words, if you can associate something new with a permanent plate, it makes that new thing about 1,000 times stronger. This is why I work so hard on these basic skills and try to get them into place very early in the study of all students, regardless of the age they are when they begin playing the piano. If you have reading skills in place and you have a set of chords and scales that are in your hands, everything new you learn seems to go into these lifetime, ever-spinning plate areas where they can work for you as long as you go on playing. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give me comments about anything you like, any questions you have, and anything you'd like to see extra in the future.